Well, good morning, my friends. TGIF. As if we haven't had enough time off. I was really looking forward to the weekend. But, what are you going to do? It is so cold. It's colder than a well digger's dick out there. It is cold. I didn't want to look at the temperature. It's just ridiculous. Who did I miss? Good morning, Ginger Snap. Clipped Wings. I saw Chris Melcher made it in. JJM. I think we have some new people in here. Well, welcome aboard. We don't bite. I think you're going to like us. Can't always promise that I know what I'm talking about, but I do my best. So take a second and tell everybody TGIF. Who has got New Year's plans? Anybody going out to dinner? Going out to the bar? Going to have friends over? Going to a friend's house? I saw on the news this morning outside of Tulsa. Well, I'm outside of Tulsa. The news is in Tulsa. Doozy said Boone's. Okay. All right. Doozy. Doozy is a doozy. And Tulsa PD is out in droves. Let me tell you. They are going to catch those drunk drivers. That's why I always say, whether it's Labor Day, 4th of July, especially New Year's Eve, St. Patrick's Day, if it's a drinking holiday, I stay home because, see, I'm a pro, and all the amateur drunks get on my damn nerves. So it's going to be me, DT driver, and OJ. And I'm going to tell all the kids, and nobody's ever asked me to be a designated driver for good reason, but I'm going to tell all the kids, because I know they're all going to be going out, if you need a ride, you get a hold of me immediately. I'm going to, I'll have an Uber come get you, but might want to tell me early in the evening because, I watch the ball drop the next day. I'm asleep. So anyway, Doozy said, yeah, no drinking and driving. Don't do it. Pat K said I was always the DD. Well, Pat's a Girl Scout. We love Pat. Pat's the best. Pat, did you get my message in Discord? Chris Melcher said in Oklahoma City it's 34 degrees. I thought you lived in Arkansas, Chris. You live in OKC? Well, hell, I didn't know that. Doozy, what's your temperature? You're an Okie neighbor too. Speaking of Oklahoma, between Oklahoma Sooner football and the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm done with football for the season. Done with it. I even canceled my Hulu this morning. Those lame asses lost yesterday to Arizona. They lost to Arizona. Had they had their head in the game, they could have handed them their asses easily, handily. And I think what it is because old Dylan Gabriel doesn't want to get hurt because, he's going to another team. I'm still Boomer Sooner, but I was not happy about that at all. And I just don't think he played up to his potential. Let me put it that way. And it happens a lot when they're getting ready to go to another team. I think he's going to Oregon. There's Jules. She said, we play today at noon. Go Toggers. What's a Togger, Jules? What's a Togger, Jules? Yeah, she told me that this morning. She goes, what are we doing this morning? Because I have a bowl game at noon. So we'll have to let Jules out early for her bowl game. I told my husband about it, and he goes, she's already starting her shit. And I'm like, yep. Good old Jules always has to get that dig in. Always. Yeah, speaking of the KC game, it looks like Gypsy Rose, that's what we're going to be talking about today, and her husband scored some Kansas City Chiefs tickets. And let me tell you, those tickets are about a mortgage payment, okay? Anyhow, so they're going to the KC game. She wants to meet Tay-Tay. Hopefully she gets to meet Tay-Tay. I don't know. She was out shopping yesterday, yeah. Some people are getting mad about how, she's smiling and being friendly. I'd be happier than a pig in shit too. I'd be happy. I'd be smiling too. She got out of jail after 8 years. Of course she's in a good mood. Alibi. Girlfriend, where you been? Alibi says, good morning, Brooks and everyone. I finally have a day off. You old stranger. I was about to send the U.S. Marshals to look for you. Can't do that to me. I worry about my friends. Morning, Jude. All right, let's get to the comments from the last show. Then we're going to get to the show. All right, our last show about Gypsy Rose. Cups of Blood said, I can't believe she was punished in the first place. A lot of you have that same sentiment. I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. The Wheels on the Bus said she needs a lot of help no matter what. What happened to Gypsy at the hands of her own mother is disgusting. The trauma to her mind and body will be lifelong. See, it's not just upstairs, it's everywhere. Everywhere. So sad. I wish her all the best for a happy life. I've always wondered we're talking about Gypsy Rose today, so I'm going to use her as an example. When you have been lied to your entire life and intimidated into lying, how can you ever trust anyone? I mean, how could you? Dinah Jackson says, why didn't at least one of these doctors or nurses, why didn't at least one of them call child protection years ago? Someone must have seen something. My understanding is CPS was called. And old Dee Dee went through all the medication, had her in her wheelchair. Everything is fine. We're just doing the best we can. I've always wondered why the doctors weren't a little more alert, but maybe that was what all the doctor shopping was about. I think we're going to hear a lot more about the story now that Gypsy's been released. Because being Gypsy Rose is her living now. You're not going to see her at the McDonald's drive-thru window. Her living will be being Gypsy Rose. I understand there's a documentary crew following her around, so she's going to get money for that. She's going to write a book. There's going to be a lot going on. Spend it wisely. Spend it wisely. Cher Bear said Gypsy may have been suffering from Stockholm Syndrome. She was actually a captive from 3 months old. Think about that. The whole lie started when she was just a baby. If a doctor would have intervened, the mother would be in jail and Gypsy in long-term therapy. The boyfriend who murdered mom deserves his life sentence. That's what our friend Cher Bear had to say. And what do you guys think? Do you think old Nick Godejohn should be in jail, should get his life sentence, or do you think it should be reduced? A lot of people talk about how she manipulated him, how he's got some mental issues. Hang on. Heidi Face said, I don't know this story. Where do I get caught up? Let me send you the link to the last show. Hang on. I just had it up on the screen. I didn't mean to take it down. Here you go. That's the last show that I did. And we're going to catch you up today because, in a nutshell, what happened? Gypsy Rose is a victim of Munchausen by proxy. Her mother kept her sick in order to financially benefit. She got a free house, free tickets to Disney World. I mean, she was getting freebies left and right, left and right. And in order to keep getting all the freebies, she had to keep Gypsy sick. Gypsy realizes as she gets older that there's nothing wrong with her. She can walk. She doesn't need a feeding tube. She realized something's wrong. She meets this boy on the internet. He comes down to Missouri, where they lived, and well, he killed her mom. He killed her mom. So let's get to it. What you say?
Gypsy Rose Blanchard, the woman whose shocking case. Gypsy.
Does anyone think Dee Dee Blanchard looks like Day Day? It's like Day Day is looking into a mirror. She looks just like damn Daisy to me.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard, the woman whose shocking case turned into a true crime drama, is expected to be released from prison on Thursday. It was back in 2016 when Blanchard was found guilty of helping her boyfriend kill her mom. It was later learned that Gypsy's mother was medically abusing her by keeping her wheelchair bound and subjected her to unnecessary procedures. The case was documented in the Hulu miniseries titled The Act. The series shed light on her case, which allowed her to be granted parole 3 years early.
So she served 8 years. Some people said she should have served her whole sentence. Some people said she shouldn't have been there in the first place. Do you think had she rolled the dice and gone in front of a jury trial, do you think she would have served any time at all? Do you think that they would have acquitted her? Or do you think that she would have gotten life in prison? I don't know. Again, you're rolling the dice. Bonnie said, what's sad is I'm concerned that Gypsy is loving all the media attention like her mother apparently did. A lot of people are saying that. They're like, well, she's really eating up the attention. Well, she's going to have to. She's going to have to because, like I said, her job now is being Gypsy Rose. There's a lot of money out there to make for her story. And, well, the best way to get it is to be in front of the cameras. Extra AF said juries are unpredictable. Exactly. So you just don't know. They could easily have been a hung jury because one or two are going to hold out and say, no way should she go to jail. She's already been in jail her whole life. She's been medically abused since before she could even remember anything. She was a baby. She wasn't allowed to do anything, go to school, have friends, anything. She was subjected to very, very painful and unnecessary procedures. Elaine said, what about Gypsy's father? They are back in contact because that was another thing. Gypsy's mom pretty much alienated the father, and all he knew is what he was being told. Gypsy sick, Gypsy sick, Gypsy sick, send your child support, Gypsy sick, send your child support, gonna need a little extra. Well, then when Dee Dee was murdered, of course, he got right back in contact with his daughter and was sending her money every month to put on her books. She told the Daily Mail that she really wants to meet old Tay-Tay. She's a Swiftie at the Kansas City Chiefs game on Sunday. Hopefully they do better than they did on Christmas Day, because she said the money that her father used to send her, she would buy Tay-Tay's albums, even the re-releases. So he is definitely in the picture. And I can't speak for every couple, ex-couple, every relationship, but when Daddy does everything in his power to keep Mama away, there's a reason. When mama does everything in her power to keep the daddy away, there's a reason. Okay, so here she is. This is Inside Edition. Her husband took her to buy some new shoes. I don't know how she met this old boy. I understand he is a school teacher in Louisiana. And he went up there to get her out of jail. They're in a hotel room right now. They're going to go to the Kansas City Chiefs game. And some people will say that he wanted to marry her for the money. I don't know. I don't know the dude. Nothing surprises me. And I'm with Kaylee. Let her make money off her story. People do it all the time. She has had no life. Let her live. Yeah. It's her life story. Let her do it. Who can tell someone not to talk about their own life? And I hope with the money she gets that she gets therapy. I think old Dr. Phil was going to set her up, but who knows? That was pre-Don Wells interview. He seems to have lost a couple marbles since then.
She's just out of prison and going shopping. It's the first video of Gypsy Rose Blanchard with her husband after she was released from prison in the pre-dawn hours today.
Do you have any plans?
Lots of. Gypsy Rose Blanchard was a victim of.
There's her with Daisy's doppelganger again. You know, and some people are giving her hell for going out and getting shoes. She left in socks. Of course she's going to go get some damn shoes. Melia's mom said people complain about the money she's going to make off her story are only helping her story stay in the headlines. Yep, complainers get more attention than people that just let bygones be bygones. Hate views and comments where you're bitching still ups the algorithm, but they'll never get it. They honestly think that there's somebody that catches their comment and goes, "Oh, that changed my life. I can't believe that Ladybug 69 said she should have never been with that guy. I've got to get a hold of Gypsy Rose now because Ladybug 69 has opened my eyes."
Munchausen syndrome by proxy, a condition in which a parent fakes or exaggerates a child's illness to get attention. In Gypsy Rose's case, her disturbed mother tried to convince everyone the girl suffered from leukemia and muscular dystrophy. Fed up with years of unnecessary medical treatment, Gypsy...
That girl looks like Mermaid in a wine glass. Look at her. She does. She looks just like Lisa Guerrero. She looks just like, not Muscles, Mermaid in a wine glass. Anne said, I'm worried about Gypsy. There are posts of people willing to exploit her for a quick buck. I hope she has at least one person looking out for her best interest. Me too. I hope her dad is really staying on top of this because we know that not everybody that reaches out to advocate has the best interest of the victim at heart. So I really hope her father keeps her safe and grounded. I understand she's got a really good relationship with her stepmother. And again, how do you trust? How do you trust? Now, there's no perfect parent out there, okay? But I can't compare no one's perfect with Dee Dee that looks like Daisy. I'll admit it, I have lied to my children a lot. I have lied to them a lot. I want to go to McDonald's. They're closed. I want to go to the zoo. No, the monkeys are sick. You know, I've done stuff like that. But this woman, it was beyond lies. She had her convinced. You have leukemia, you have muscular dystrophy, you need all of these procedures. And this woman really looks like Mermaid. And this one really looks like Daisy.
Fed up with years of unnecessary medical treatment, Gypsy Rose got her then boyfriend to stab her mother 17 times. They later posted a Facebook message saying that blank is dead. The boyfriend, Nicholas Godejohn, got life. Gypsy Rose got 10 years. Now 32, Gypsy Rose was picked up by her husband in a Cadillac when she was released from a prison in Missouri at 3:20 a.m. A few hours later came the couple's hand-in-hand trip to the shoe store. The Gypsy Rose Blanchard case has been featured several times on TV. Actress Patricia Arquette played the mom in a 2019 Hulu limited series.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all?
You are.
No, you are.
And Lifetime has an upcoming 3-part documentary called The Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
The first time I tried to run away, she chained me to the bed.
Now a new life of freedom awaits this headline-making young woman.
This is quite sensory overload for her. Her world has been beige, and now it's in color.
That's what I was thinking too. Talk about sensory overload, because she was already in prison, my friends. Her mother kept her in a prison. Mind you, the prison was a pink house donated by Habitat for Humanity. I bet they're pretty pissed about that now. And she had zero freedoms. Then she goes to jail for 8 years, basically probably for good behavior and good hygiene. I'll never understand the good hygiene putting points on things. I don't think she really got a break. I think she would have gotten out 2 years early anyway. That's normally how it goes. She already had a life sentence with her mom. I agree with that, Dawn. I agree.
Color.
Let me hear that again.
Now a new life of freedom awaits this headline-making young woman.
This is quite sensory overload for her. Her world has been beige, and now it's in color.
And our friend Snazzy said, Gypsy has said she was more free in prison than she's ever been in her life. I think I remember her saying that to Dr. Phil. And yeah, the baby voice, I think she was made to talk. I think she's just used to talking that way now. Because her mother even lied to her about how old she is. Think about that. She doesn't even know how old she is. Doesn't even know how old she is. Curse with Curiosity said, I see a divorce within 2 months. I wouldn't doubt it, because this is a lot for her to take in all at once. She's walking around free as a lark, going to buy shoes. That's probably something she has never done before in her life. Lucia said, how old is she? I think they said 32 on there. 32. Yeah, a lot of people are asking about the husband. I did find this clip. This is on Entertainment Tonight. Hope I don't get struck for it, but let's see.
In prison, E.T. can confirm the 30-year-old tied the knot with Ryan Scott Anderson in Missouri on June 27th, amid the 10-year prison sentence she's currently serving. Little is known about Gypsy's new husband, but according to their marriage license, we know Ryan hails from Louisiana. But Ryan wasn't Gypsy's first serious romance in prison. She was previously engaged to a man named Ken in 2019. They met through the prison's pen pal program, but the two called it off that same year. Gypsy's currently...
Okay, there's Day-Day's doppelganger again. I've never understood the whole prison pen pal system. What were they saying on some show? How many marriage proposals and nude pics and shit Chris Watts gets, Scott Peterson gets. I've never understood it. I've just never, I don't know. It happens a lot though.
currently serving time in prison for the 2015 murder of her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard.
How would you describe your mom?
Unique. I mean, I used to always think that maybe she's a little overprotective. So if I had to say one word about her, it would be overprotective.
Dee Dee suffered from Munchausen syndrome by proxy and manipulated Gypsy into thinking she needed a wheelchair and was suffering from a series of chronic illnesses.
What illnesses did your mom say that you had?
Asthma, epilepsy, hearing impaired, vision impaired, fed with a feeding tube, paralyzed from the waist down.
After years of suffering, Gypsy met Nicholas Gudajan online. They formed a relationship and concocted a plan to kill Dee Dee, which they did in 2015. In 2019, their story was turned into a miniseries called The Act, starring Joey King and Patricia Arquette.
I wonder what it would look like if it grew in.
Probably a rat's nest like mine.
To be able to portray a story like this, it's really a once-in-a-lifetime type of opportunity. And it means the world going into something like this with all that support behind you. It's been such a really just great experience.
Joey, who completely transformed for this role, spoke to ET on set and explained why the public's perception of Gypsy might change after watching the series.
There's a lot of different opinions out there. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't sympathize with her at all. She murdered somebody and that's wrong.
Well, she didn't murder her mother. Nick did, but she manipulated it. She was very well aware of what was going to happen. Aaron Hicks. Hey, Brooks Mods and Chat, I'm from where this happened, in Springfield. Gorgeous town. Gorgeous town. Extra AF. Brooks, do you think Nick's mental illness would have led him to murder if he hadn't met Gypsy? Not at all. Nope. Now, how many of you saw the Hulu movie? Because there were a lot of people, I know, like in some of the Facebook groups I was in and stuff like that, they were like, no excuse for murder, no excuse for murder. Well, Gypsy says the same thing. Don't ever think that you can't get out of a situation. Now, I mean, if you have to protect yourself, then you have to protect yourself. But I do think that the girl that played her in the movie did an excellent, excellent job. And I think it did change a lot of people's perceptions. Because what we were hearing on the TV, reading in articles, was just kind of a small, it wasn't like the whole picture of what she went through. Beth took the words out of my mouth. Things aren't black and white. I still think had she rolled the dice and gone in front of the jury, they would have acquitted her. I totally do. I might change my mind by the end of the show, though. You know how I do.
And then there's other people who are out there who are like, wow, this girl went through so much. I can't believe she's in prison. And I really think both parties are going to come out of this show with a new perspective of Gypsy, especially the people who think that she, deserves to just sit in prison. I mean, when you see what this girl went through.
In 2016, Gypsy pled guilty to second-degree murder and will be eligible for parole in 2024. As for Nicholas, he was convicted of first-degree murder in 2018 and is currently serving a life sentence.
And I don't think old lover boy Nicky Poo is ever going to get out of that. I don't think his appeals are going to fly. They're going to go over like a lead balloon. I think he is just there. Beth didn't like the series. And I think I agree with Jean. I think this should be a very, very poignant and a learning tool for doctors and nurses. You get some chick walking in a muumuu and Crocs that looks like Daisy, telling you their child has MS, epilepsy, leukemia, all of that stuff. You might want to get a second opinion. You might want to get a second opinion. Ginger Snap said Gypsy seems truly, yeah, she does. And she said that was part of the reason that she wants to do the docuseries, to let people know that no matter what the situation, there's help out there. There's help out there. Definitely. Well, to get more of the backstory, now we got a lot of people that live in the Springfield area. Speaking of Missouri, where's Just Me been? I haven't really been in Discord because I've been cleaning stuff up from Christmas. Yvonne, my girl, she said, "Go, Gypsy Love, you baby girl." Woohoo! We're going to go through her interrogation. Now, not all of it, because I want you to catch it on Crime for Dummies. And with 1 million views, I would think Crime for Dummies would have more subs than what they have. But it is what it is. And the thing is I was subscribed. How come I'm not now? YouTube's been pulling some real snake shit lately. I've had a few people get mad at me, and they're like, everyone should be able to talk in your chat. Why is on subscribers only? First of all, subscribers only, it's free. And 2, I did that because so many people were saying, I thought I was subscribed. Uh-oh. Just me. I'm here. I have the flu. Oh, honey, with everything else you have going on. Guys, let's send some prayers and well wishes to our friend Just Me. She's got the flu. Damn. I hate that for you. Just Me, get a hold of me if there's something that you need. If you want me to send over some apple juice, water, or whatever. Because, I mean, you're not going to be able to get out and get anything. So just let me know. All right, let's go through this interrogation. Remember, it's on Crime for Dummies if anybody wants to post that in here. The interrogation's very telling. Very, very telling. And you know it's YouTube, so I got to break it down for this right here. I got to break it down. Fair use. Fair use.
There's some paperwork of yours here. I'm just going to leave it outside the door, so remember that it's here. How was the sandwich?
Oh, it's very delicious.
I think you're the first person I've ever heard say that.
I eat them both.
There you go. That's all right.
I think someone's supposed to come and talk to me.
Yeah. Detective from Missouri is going to come talk to you. Okay. So, I'm from Waukesha here.
Oh. Well, yeah, I'll be able to just talk to the detective and go to the house where I was at, because that's where my stuff is.
Okay.
So clearly right there, she's just not getting it. She says, oh, hang on. Coco, you funny critter. I thought this was Crime for Dummies. That is exactly what I should have named it. Not because of you guys, but because of me. So right there, she's just not getting it. So I'm just going to talk to the detective real quick, then go back to the house and get my stuff. That's where my stuff's at. And he's just like, okay. Well, Black Country Winch, not Wrench. Welcome to the family. Welcome, you guys. Let's tell our friend, Black Country Winch. I can't talk today. Welcome to the family. Check out our community tab. Most everything on there is for members only.
Hey, Gypsy, is this Stan? Hi, Gypsy. Let you guys talk. I'm Detective Hancock. I'm with Green County Sheriff's Office. How are you today? Good. Doing all right? Good. Good. All right. Well, Gypsy, I'm here and I'm going to get a little bit of information from you. So, since this is the first time I've ever met you, okay? So, what is the correct spelling of your first name?
It's Gypsyrose. And my middle initial is A.
Okay.
And my last name is Blancchard.
Blancha.
Blancharde is Blanchard.
Blanchard. Okay, with an E. Okay. All right. And your date of birth, Gypsy?
Is 7/27/1995. On here they have
Okay.
91 because let me make this a long story, but
Okay, sure.
me and my mother are Hurricane Katrina survivors.
Okay.
And my birth certificate was washed away in Katrina.
Okay.
And unfortunately, they messed up a long time when they messed up the paperwork, and it said 1991, but it's actually 95.
Okay. And that puts you at how old then?
I would be really 19, but on here it's mine.
You know, whether the birth certificate washed away or not, she's 32. That's what the news article said that we heard earlier. Whether the birth certificate washed away or not, I think we know that the old government keeps electronic copies somewhere. I had to get a birth certificate for my husband because his burned up in a house fire. It took a little bit, but yeah, they sent the birth certificate. Whether it washed away in the hurricane or not, her mother knows what year her daughter was born. Her mother knows. She lied. She lied to her about how old she was. Now, anybody want to take a guess why she wanted to keep her younger than she actually was? Can we say cha-ching? Cha-ching. You hear that cash register? If I had a cowbell, I would be ringing it. It's all about the cha-ching. And it's cha-chinging in here because our friends are gifting memberships. Thank you, Missy, and thank you, Extra AF. Let's grab our umbrellas. Gene P said, do you think we'll see Gypsy on Arrowhead's Jumbotron? I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. She's going. She's going. She wants to meet Tay-Tay. She said Tay-Tay's what got her through all this.
Medicaid. My medical insurance has 23.
Okay. All right. So how old actually are you? Let's get
19.
that. 19. Okay.
It's all screwed.
Yeah, absolutely. Gypsy, do you know your social security number?
Unfortunately, I don't. I brought my card with me,
Okay.
but it's at my boyfriend's house.
Okay. We'll get with that later then. All right. Now, how long have you actually lived there in Missouri?
In Missouri since 2006.
2006.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Do you work anywhere?
No.
Okay. All right. Never had work since you've been in Springfield. Did you work down in Louisiana or anything?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you have family down there in Louisiana?
I have some, but unfortunately we're not on good speaking terms.
Okay. All right. And now, do you have any family here in Missouri? I'm sorry, we're in a different state. So.
Okay. I have my mom that lives in Missouri.
Okay. And is that it, or do you have anybody else?
So the family in Louisiana that she's not on speaking terms with, well, that was because of Dee Dee. She had to keep her alienated so she could continue the grift and the lies. She had to. So she didn't have any communication with her father. Lord only knows what her mother told her about why her daddy doesn't come to see her. But they're on speaking terms now for sure.
Does friends count or not really?
No, like biological, like brother or sister, siblings, nothing like that. Okay, so are you an only child then? Okay, all right. What's some things that you like to do? I mean, what kind of hobbies do you like?
I love art.
Love art?
I love to go to the movies. I love animals.
Okay.
Just different things like that.
Okay. Good. Well, Gypsy, we are here investigating something, so I do need to talk with you about some things, okay?
I'm thankful because I have no idea why I'm here.
Okay.
Nobody will tell me anything.
Yeah, that's fine, and that's kind of why we're here, to kind of help you out with that, okay? So, I am going to just read to Miranda to share real quick, okay? And as I'm reading this, if you don't understand something.
Okay. Safe to say, not calling old Gypsy a liar, but safe to say that she did know why the detectives had questions for her. She's playing it safe, and had she gotten an attorney that day, well, you never know.
I want you to stop me and say that you don't understand, okay? It's not being rude, it's not in fight or anything, okay? And just let me know. How much schooling do you have?
Unfortunately, I was homeschooled, but my education is kind of scattered, so I have the basic of a third grader.
Okay. Do you know how to read and write okay and everything? Okay, good.
Not so much spell very good, but I could read.
Okay. How would you say your comprehension level is?
Good.
Good. Okay. Okay. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer, have your lawyer present with you or you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be going to represent you before any question if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Did you understand everything that I read you? Okay. Do you have a cell phone number?
No.
No, not at all. Did you have a home phone?
My mom's home
Okay.
phone.
What's that number?
417-833-8501.
Okay. 8501. Okay. Do you ever do anything on the computer? Do you ever play games or anything on the computer? Do you ever mess with the computer or anything like that?
I don't really have a computer.
Okay.
No.
Did you ever have a cell phone that you played around on or anything like that? No. Okay. No laptop or cable fire or anything?
My mom didn't let me use one because she was like, it's unsafe. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why did she feel like that was unsafe?
My mom tended to be overprotective.
Okay.
But,
Does she?
yeah.
Okay. All right. That's understandable.
Okay, so we know she had a laptop. We know that there was a cell phone, and the police already know this. They're talking to her. Dina Lynn said, I've talked with Nicholas's dad before. Whoa, girl, how'd that go? If you want to come up and tell us about it, that'd be great. DC said, thank you for the gift of membership. Appreciate it. Britt, very important comment. I don't want this to start a thing where people think they can get away with murder due to abuse. I'd never choose murder. The decision of death is not ours to make. And the thing is, Gypsy's saying the same thing. She is not defending her decision or anything like that. She is saying there's always a call you can make, you can get out, etc. No, I never want anyone to think that they can, unless, they're having to protect, their home, themselves, their children. But if you hear right here, okay, so we know that there was a laptop. That's how she met Nicholas. We know she had access to a cell phone. So we knew that. But right here, she said, my mom was overprotective. Now, I know a lot of people, say that. Well, not a lot of people, a handful, say that I kind of beat that to death, when I say, oh, they're using past tense. You can't use past tense if you know someone's alive. You just can't. And thank you so much, my friend Angel. Thank you for making it rain in here. If you got a membership, tell our girls thank you. So right here, she says was.
I want to tell you that what I've got to talk to you about, if you're involved in this, then you need to tell me that now. Okay?
I'm completely 100% honest.
And let me talk for just a second, okay? But if you're involved in this, then you need to be honest with me. You need to tell me now and not wait till later. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want you to understand that there's just some things going on that you need to be made aware of, and I think that you're aware of it. Okay. All right. My concern at this point. Let me back up with something. You're here. Do you know where you're at right now?
Yes.
Okay. Where are you at right now?
I'm at the Waukesha Police Department.
Okay. All right. And how did you lived in Missouri at one point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how did you get from Missouri to here?
Not about a week ago. It was it all started when I met my boyfriend Nick.
Okay.
Okay. And we met on an online dating website. My mom had a laptop, and so I used hers.
Okay.
But
let me back up a second for just a second. Okay. Earlier when I said let's be honest with each other, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you as long as you're honest with me, okay? And I want you to understand that your honesty goes a long ways, okay? You don't want something in this nature to be like a big snowball. We'll use that as an example, okay? You don't want that snowball to be so big that you know how when you pack a snowball and it's real small, and what happens when you start rolling it down a hill? It's bigger, okay? And what happens if you start telling lies? They get bigger, and you don't remember which ones you said and which ones you told. And as soon as that thing gets so big, it goes down the bottom of the hill and it crashes into a lot of people, okay? I mean, a lot of people, all right? And it hurts a lot of people, right? Because it's so big, it crashes and hurts them. Now, if you're telling the truth, that's not going to happen. Is that right? Okay, so that's kind of why I want you to be honest with me about this, okay? About some things, all right? So we need to, I'm here, okay? Because I don't think that this is something that you, the intention wasn't there. You know, I don't think you're a bad person. I really don't. I think that you're a smart person, okay? I think that you, you know, sometimes you get dealt bad hand, and I think sometimes that's what's happening with you, okay? And I want you to understand that you need to be honest with me.
All right, as we know from many, many, many other cases, when they get to the interrogation room, they already have a very, very, very good idea of what happened. They have a very, very good idea of what to ask. It's really not a fishing expedition. They know. So already he's warning her. And I like what Wiz said. Wiz said her mother made the snowball. Her mother made that snowball. How, I mean, would you know the difference between the truth and a lie when you've been lied to your whole life and you have had to pretend to have these horrible, awful diseases?
And if you're involved in anything that I'm about ready to tell you, then you need to tell me, okay? Your mom's dead, okay? Now, what I want to ask you is, your mom's passed away, okay? And she's deceased, all right? Now, what I want to ask you, did you have involvement in this? Okay. Just, hang on, listen to me for just a second, okay? I want you to understand something, okay? Remember the snowball that we talked about? You remember the pencil that we talked about? I'm going to demonstrate something with a pencil here, okay? Look at me. Look at me for just a second, okay? Sometimes people are going along. You know how you got a pencil? You got the lead here and you got the eraser right here, right? You know what I'm talking about? You've seen a pencil, right? You've used a pencil before, right? Okay. And when you write with a pencil, you write your own story, right? Okay. And you take that pencil and you're writing along with your story. Well, sometimes some people make mistakes when they write stuff down, don't they? We've all made mistakes. You've made mistakes. I've made mistakes, right? You ever made a mistake in your life? And I've made mistakes in my life. And hang on just a second, okay? When you're writing this stuff down, all of a sudden you make a mistake. Well, what do you do with that mistake? You take that pencil and you flip it over and you start erasing stuff, okay? And you erase it and you recorrect it. And you take that pencil and then you rewrite your history, your story, okay? And I kind of think that's where you're at with this tonight, okay? That you have a chance to rewrite your story. And I think that that's what you can do, is you can rewrite your story tonight, okay? Like I said earlier, I don't think you're a bad person. I really don't. You know, I don't think that that's you at all. And you're not out here, you know, doing things that are so bad that nobody wants to talk.
You know, this must be in the Interrogation 101 book, because every interrogation we hear, even old nasty ass Teardrop, Adam Montgomery, the detective always says, I don't think you're a bad person. I don't think you're a bad person. Now, with Sarah Boone, they weren't really goading her ego because they had just had it with her dumbass. But they always do that. I don't think you're a bad person. I don't think you're a bad person. Gene P. says, I think Dee Dee was eventually going to kill Gypsy if she was exposed. Does anyone else think that? Because I really think that when push came to shove, because she could only keep her sick for so long, what was the end game for Dee Dee? As Gypsy is getting older, she's going to want to do things that teenagers and young adults do. So what was going to be the end game? Because she was not about to be exposed. Gypsy was her bread and butter.
Talk to you, nobody wants to be around you. I don't think that's you. No. Okay? But what I do think, okay, what I do think is there's some stuff going on that you and I need to talk about. And why these things happen, okay? And that's where we're at with this. Okay? Now, I want you to understand something. That you need to be, look at me, okay? Look at me for just a second. Okay? You're in a situation where you can help yourself right now. Okay? And that's what you need to do. Okay? You've got to help yourself. Okay? Because the more and more you let that snowball roll down that hill and get bigger, what's going to happen is going to explode. And that's what's going to happen with you, you know. You don't want that, do you? I don't think you do. I wouldn't want that. So we've got to rewrite history. We've got to rewrite some things, don't we? Okay? And I think that's where we're at with all this, all right? What happened with your mom that night?
I don't know what happened with my mom at all.
Okay, just listen to me, okay, sweetheart? You know what happened to your mom, okay? You know exactly. Sweetheart, listen to me. Let's not go down that road of taking your pencil and writing a bunch of mistakes down. And then when you get to a certain point, that paper's gone, and guess what? You can't erase it, can you?
No.
You can't erase it anymore. Do you want that?
No.
I don't think you do. I think you're smart enough to understand where we're at with this, okay? I think you know, okay? And I know that you know, all right?
JJM said, yes, I do believe Dee Dee would have made the final decision for Gypsy, and she had a large insurance policy on her as well. I've always thought that she would do something to make her so sick that she would pass away from it and then collect the life insurance money. Just a theory of mine.
Right? I wouldn't be here if I didn't know. And I know the answer to a lot of these questions. Okay? I already know them. Okay? I know them, and I'm giving you a chance to be honest with me, okay? Because you don't want this thing to spiral out of control. Okay?
No.
Your boyfriend's in here. Okay?
He's here.
He's in here. Okay? All right? And do you think that we've not talked to people?
No, I know.
Listen to me before you say a whole lot. Do not dig yourself in a bunch of lies, because what's going to happen, that snowball's going to get so huge, sweetheart, that it's going to explode on you, and you're never, ever going to dig yourself out of it. Do you understand me?
I understand.
So I want to know, okay, why?
Why?
Why did you guys hurt your mom? Okay.
We would never.
Sweetheart, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I've got kids. I've been doing this for a long time.
I know it's hard.
And I want you to understand something. Don't dig yourself that hole. Don't go down that path, okay? Because listen to me for a second. You go down that path, and what's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen if you go down that path? It's not a path to go down.
If anything, I don't tell lies.
Okay, then don't sit here and lie to me, because if you do, what's going to happen is it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. You're not going to remember the ones that you've told other people, okay? Other people that I've probably already talked to. You understand that?
I understand.
Okay. Why?
Would you like me to start from the beginning?
So now he's asking why? Because he already knows what went down. He already knows what went down. I'm sure they've already gotten back the data from the laptop, cell phone, their conversations. No, they took the bus. They know all that stuff. He's like, why? Nana Banana said, I think Gypsy is a great calm person, though. She learned from the best. How could she not be? She has watched her mother manipulate doctors and charities her entire life. Even though Nick has, I'm going to say, limited intelligence, she still convinced him to kill Dee Dee. So yeah, I think that she has watched all of this for years.
I only want you to start from the beginning, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. And I'm glad you're making that progress, okay? I'm proud of you for that. But the first thing that we need to get out of the way right now is why. That's the biggest thing. You've got friends that love you.
Of course
and care
I know.
for you.
I know,
You and your mom have friends that care for you.
I know.
You know what? They're down the bottom of this hill with that snowball, and they're asking all these questions. They're asking why.
I know.
Now, help me give them an answer as to why. Okay? You have to give me an answer as to why, because they are so concerned about you.
I know. I have a lot of friends in Missouri. I know that.
Okay.
And I would never hurt my mom.
Okay, sweetheart. Do you really want to dig yourself? You're digging yourself deeper. Okay?
No, seriously, I would never hurt her.
Listen to me. Okay. I don't play around with that. Okay. I'm not going to play around with this. Okay.
Sir, I didn't do anything.
Listen to me. Don't let that snowball get bigger, because that's what you're doing right now. Okay, you have a chance. You have the opportunity right here and right now. Because once I walk out that door and that opportunity's gone, guess what? It's gone. It's just like when that paper's taken away and you're writing that pencil, you don't have a chance to erase that mistake. Okay. You need to, in your family, in your friends, you don't have very many family members, but you've got a lot of friends. And we've talked to them all, okay? And every one of them want to know why. That's all they want to know. They still love you. They still care about you. They listen to me for just a second, okay? All they want to know is why. And I have to give that to them, because they can't sleep at night. Because they want to know why. That's all they want to know. Okay? That's all they're looking at.
Sure, I have a million questions right now.
Okay. And you know what? And I'm proud of you for wanting to ask those million questions. And you know what? We can answer those, okay?
Okay.
But we got to get down to the bottom of why.
Okay.
Okay? The why. And your friends are very, very concerned about you. They all love you. But guess what?
Sure.
Those friends are standing at the bottom of that hill.
I understand.
And that snowball
I understand.
is getting ready to crush them, because they want to know
I
why.
think very, very clearly. You think that it's me? Why would you think that it's me? I have always loved my mom. My mom and I are best friends.
Listen to me. Please don't dig yourself in this hole. And that's what you're doing. You're still doing it. Okay? But do you not think that we've already talked to some people? Okay? Do you not think that we've talked to everybody? I mean, I'm not going to come in here without having all my things in line. Okay? I want you to understand that.
Of course I understand that.
And we need to get to the why. When we get...
We need to get to the why. We need to get to the why. You're not getting out of here. That door is closed. That door is locked. You're not going to go back to the house and get clothes, or you're not going to go see Nick. Nothing like that. We need to get to the why. Summer Thunder, and this is a question that hopefully somebody can help me with. Hi, everyone at work and listening. What happened to the doctors in this case? They performed unnecessary procedures. Does anyone know if, I don't know the statute of limitations in Missouri for medical malpractice. Obviously, her mom was presenting her with symptoms to keep getting treated for these diseases that she didn't have. Can Gypsy, now that she's out, can she sue these doctors? Can she sue that hospital? I don't know enough about it, so I'm asking you guys. Because it's very hard to fool a doctor, and her mom fooled a lot of them. That would be something very interesting to know.
Get to the why, then all these other questions I can answer for you, and we can move on with this, okay? And you're the person that knows the why. You're the only person that knows the why, okay? And that's where we're at with it. You're the only one that knows the why, and your friends.
Sir?
Do you really want to disappoint your friends?
No, of course not.
Okay, then why?
May I please speak?
Well, when we get to the why this happened,
I don't even really know what happened.
okay.
I came here because my mother kicked me out of my house. She and I were having relationship problems. I guess she wanted me to stay a little girl forever. She didn't really like my boyfriend. And she was like, pretty much, if you want to move to Wisconsin with him, fine, go. And I packed my stuff. She basically wanted me out of the house before then because we kept on having arguments. But I'm not a violent person. I would never ever hurt her. And a lot of our arguments stemmed from being with Nick. And so I just basically chose to come here. I gave him money to come here. And I said, can you please come pick me up? Because my mom's kicking me out of the house real soon. And that's when he asked his mom, could I stay with his mom and him and his stepdad and his little brother? His mom said, fine. So anyway, I don't exactly know the exact date he came to Springfield, but I know that I gave him the money to stay at a hotel. And anyway, I let him know that.
Hey, hang on a minute, okay? We're going in a totally different direction here, okay? We're going to get back to where we started from, okay? You listen to me, okay? Let's get back to the why. We can talk all night long about this other stuff, and I'll sit here and I'll listen to you, and I'll listen to everything. This investigation is very thorough, okay? And there's a lot of whys, and you need to answer those whys, okay? Give yourself, what about yourself? Give yourself the peace that you need. You need a lot of peace within inside of you, okay? You know, once you get this off your chest, you know, you're going to feel a lot better about yourself, first of all, okay? And your friends, okay?
My friends know me as a sweet
Yes, you're right.
And as
You're
I
right.
am.
But you know what? Sometimes sweet people make mistakes. Everybody does, okay? You make mistakes, I make mistakes. But you know what? I'm glad you're not this person that's out here going around and doing this to a lot of other people, okay? I'm glad you're not that person. If you are, I don't even want to talk to you. I don't even want to be in the same room with you if that's you, okay? But I think what it is, I think there's a lot of frustration in your life. I think you know, there's some things that you and your mom, you know, you've already said that your mom, you kind of had some arguments and you kind of had some strained relationships, okay?
But we worked through it.
You know what? And you work through it. You're right, you do. But sometimes that can get the better of people, okay? And I think that's kind of where you're at with that. I think that you're stressing your life because your mom wanted you to stay so little all the time. Finally got to a boiling point and you just said, you know what? I'm done. You know, no matter what, Mom, I'm going to go with my boyfriend. I'm going to do whatever I want now. You made that decision, okay? But we need to get to why this happened to your mom. Okay? You know what? People make mistakes every day. You do, I do, we all do. We've established that. And I'm going to establish it every time because you know what? That's what this is. It's just a mistake. That's all it is. Okay? It's not something that's so huge out here. It's just, oh my gosh, it's a mistake. It's a simple little mistake.
My mom.
It's just a simple mistake is all it was. Okay?
I don't know.
You don't what?
I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't call it a simple little mistake. I wouldn't call it a simple little mistake. Had she used that phone to call 911 and told her story, Dee Dee would be in jail, and she would have gone to Louisiana with her father and gotten proper medical care and therapy. These things she did not have any of these diseases. So I wouldn't call this a little mistake. We don't go to jail for little mistakes. Now I'm asking you guys, do you think that Gypsy believed in her mind that she had no other way out? And we are certainly never going to encourage anyone to do what she did. But in her mind, do you think she had no way out?
If I knew the basic facts of what is going on,
Sweetheart.
my friend had I do have a phone, but it doesn't call people. I just basically used it for Yahoo messaging app, and one of the people that had texted me, I had texted him that I was leaving home, and he texted me, and he's like, "Are you okay? People have been posting some stuff on Facebook," and I asked him what post. And unfortunately, the police came before I could even read what he was saying. So I guess he was trying to tell me something.
Okay. Do you see that that's what all your friends are wondering? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Even that friend that you're talking about is wondering why.
Mm-hmm.
Aaliyah's worried about you.
Aaliyah? Are you kidding me?
Look at me. Look at me.
Aaliyah's always been a bully to me.
Okay, but look at me. This time is different. This time it's a lot different. She's very concerned about you, sweetheart. Very.
What about my Aunt Rachel?
Okay. Why did this happen?
I don't know.
She could have been out of there a lot faster had she explained all the doctor's visits, having her teeth pulled, the muscle biopsies, which from what I'm understanding are extremely painful. I think he would have had a clearer understanding. I bet he about shit a brick when he heard the whole history. Rick rude. That is extremely disgusting and rude. Did you really think you were going to come in here and put a comment like that up and expect to stay? What the hell does this have to do with Gypsy? The hell does this have to do with Gypsy? I can just imagine what your wife looks like. I bet she looks like Dee Dee and Daisy because just of the way you talk. Disgusting ass. Sick.
You do know why it happened. Okay.
I don't know why it happened.
Let me tell you something. I walk out that door.
Did she have a heart attack? She was
Hey,
sick.
look at me. We're not going to play those games. I'm not going to do that. That's not what I'm here to do. Okay. Then start being honest with yourself. And start being honest with me. No, you're not. Okay. You're not a bad person. I don't care what anybody's ever said to you. I don't care what your family's ever done to you. I don't care that maybe somebody's bullied you or made fun of you. Okay. Well, you know what? All that rage gets picked up inside. That gets so overwhelming to anybody. I don't care if it's you, me, somebody else. You know what happens? You explode. Everybody does.
I go to church.
Okay.
And I take communion and I release all of that.
Okay. And that's fine. And I'm proud of you for that, okay? And that's something that you need to continue to do, okay? But there again, people make mistakes, okay? You know, Jesus got angry in the Bible, did he not?
Yes.
And flipped the tables over, right?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so even he gets angry, okay? But all your friends are still down here, and all they want to know is why. They don't care about the details. They just want to know why, and they're concerned for you, and they still love you and they still care for you. Matter of fact, there's still a lot of people there for you.
I know.
And every one of them's asking me why. Detective Hancock, why? Why?
I don't know if you even know this, but my mom had guardianship papers for me, because.
Okay, I don't know why that part is muted out. I have no idea. But something here, I'm sure it was discussed at the trial, but she's talking about the guardianship papers.
Can we talk about why first? And I'm glad you brought that up, okay? Because I've talked to them. And you know what? They're this group of people that's sitting down here asking me why. Detective Hancock, why? With tears in their eyes. Detective Hancock, why?
Why don't you tell me why, please?
You tell me why, and then I'll tell you why.
I don't know why.
Yes, you do, sweetheart. You know exactly what's going on.
I don't. Because I don't know what's going on.
Sweetheart, look at me, okay? Stop letting this get out of control. Stop. Yeah, you do know. And that's smart. I'm proud of you for saying that you know, because you do know. And you're going to let this get so far out of control that there's no way you're going to dig yourself out of it. And I'm here, okay? Because your family and your friends, and I know all of them are just your friends and they're not your family, but you might as well consider them family.
I do.
Because every one of them care about you.
I do consider them.
And I get phone calls all the time. Mr. Hancock, why? Mr. Hancock, that's all we want to know. Why? We still love her. We still care for her. But why?
But why? Is she going to tell him why? Mama She, thank you for the super sticker. And check out your avatar. So Mariah Carey. Look at that. Sexy thing. A lot of people are asking what old Rick Rude did. Basically, he is saying that people that vote, women that vote a certain way, you can guess what I'm talking about. Dang, Jakey. Thank you, honey buns. Have smelly garages, if you know what I mean. And this would be a good time to let all the mods know that we are coming into an election year and we're going to see a lot of people try to make political jabs. And we don't, this is not the Daily Wire, okay? I don't do politics on here. Don't care how anyone votes as long as they go vote. It is raining green again. Yes, Jakey 5. Everybody grab an umbrella. Thank you so much, my friends. Yeah, yesterday, if you missed it on the show for Michael Vaughn, I came across this video that our friend Kat made for me as a joke one time. And she was like, here, you can play this when, you have to mention other creators in a bad way. Or, you have to get after someone's ass in chat. Well, it's Trump's voice and my mouth moving. It is hysterical. And instead of getting the joke, I saw people in there going, oh, this is horrible. I can't believe that you're bringing up politics. It's an effing joke. It's a joke. Do you understand? It's a joke. Matter of fact, I'm going to play it right now because I think it's hilarious that Kat did this.
No, not you. Not you. Your organization's terrible. Your organization's terrible. Let's go. Go ahead. Quiet. Go ahead. She's asking a question. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. No, I'm not going to give you a question. I'm not going to give you a question. You are fake news.
Somebody didn't get a funny bone for Christmas. They didn't get no funny bone for Christmas. It's a joke.
Mr. Hancock, we love her to death, but why? We love Gypsy. We care about her. Your Star Wars people, your buddies. Every one of them talked to me and said, hey, we want to know why. Hancock, we love her. Tell her we love her, but we want to know why.
I just imagine how many people you've talked to.
And they all, you know what? And every one of them wants to know why. They don't care about anything else. They just want to know why. So what am I supposed to go and tell them? What am I supposed to do? Okay? Because
I'm just wondering, the question you're asking, why? What happened? Why did I come up here? Why did something happen to my mom?
And that's what I'm asking. Why?
She had a lot of medical conditions.
Okay, this is not a medical condition. You know that. It's not a medical condition at all. Okay? All your friends and family.
Please.
If I can't go home,
Please tell me.
listen to me. If I can't go home and tell them why this happened, that's all they want to know. If I can't go home and tell them that, guess what? They're going to wonder the rest of their life. It's going to hurt them.
Please tell me she did not commit suicide. She had bipolar.
Hey, we're not going to get off on that track. We're not getting off on that track, okay? You know what happened.
No,
you do know what happened. You were there, okay?
Wait, no.
Yes, you were. You were there.
I wasn't there.
Okay.
I told you I got kicked out.
You're leaving stuff out. You know something.
I count that too. Did Deputy Dog just say you're Star Wars people? Some people could consider that an insult. You and your Star Wars people. You and your Star Wars people. Might start calling Tim Mullen a Star Wars person. Listen, that you and your Star Wars people. And yeah, I love Star Wars. Goodness. You and your Star Wars people. Okay, let's get to it. I don't want to keep hearing all this why.
Getting to there.
Okay. So you got all that extra stuff there.
Yeah,
Okay.
important things that I have to get back.
Okay.
What's going to happen to me, sir?
Well, I'm glad.
Okay, this is where she's getting a little scared. Now, before we get too judgy, which is fine, everyone has an opinion, she's basically trying to get out. She's saying, I have a feeding tube, I have to get out of here, and he already knows that she doesn't have a feeding tube. She doesn't need a feeding tube. And so now we are swimming upstream. And I'm going to say this right now. She has watched her mother manipulate for years. She's watched her con people. So to her, it is second nature to try to manipulate and con her way out of situations.
And so we took the Greyhound bus and we came here where we stayed for a few days at his parents' house.
Okay. Why were you wearing a wig?
Because my hair is fully grown out and he didn't want people to recognize me.
Okay. Where's that wig at now?
Back at his house. All my stuff is at his
Here?
house.
Here
In Big Bend.
Oh, in Big Bend? Okay.
And I have money there. I have my social security cards there. I have an extra feeding tube there.
Okay. So you got all that extra stuff there?
Yeah,
Okay.
important things that I have to get back.
Okay.
What's going to happen to me, sir?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, and we'll talk about that, okay? I want to get a few more things out of the way, okay? You said that when you were in the house, you guys were supposed to go outside. And him and your mom, what was him and your mom arguing previously?
She didn't know he was there.
Okay, so she had no idea he was there.
No.
Had they argued or anything before? Or, I mean, why did he? And we're back to that question of why. And I want you to tell me why he did this.
I know why. Okay. On the phone, they had an argument. I wanted them to get along so bad. And I invited him to come in March to see Cinderella with me. The movie.
This past March? Okay.
The movie Cinderella. And anyway, unfortunately it hurt my mom's feelings because I paid more attention to him than her.
Okay.
And anyway, she didn't like him from then on. And I called him to try to talk to him. And he told me, she had talked to him for a little while and was like, "You're not good enough for my daughter. You're a creepy guy, and it's creepy that you were hitting on my daughter whenever we're going to a family movie." And he doesn't like his name to be dragged through the mud. And
is that something he's told you, or words that he's used, or okay? So he told you he didn't like his name being dragged through the mud by your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he said that it was his way of getting justice or revenge.
Okay. Do you know what he meant by getting justice or revenge? You know what he meant by that? What did he tell you?
He just said that she had bad talked him, that she deserved it.
And he says, did he say she deserves it, or did he say she deserves something else or something different?
Well, he said that
you
he
can
would
use whatever word you want, no trouble.
He said he would have done way worse if he didn't care about me. He said he wanted to originally rape her too.
Okay. Did you go in and see your mom?
Okay, so I take back what I said about Nick earlier when I was asked if I think that he would have been dangerous to society without meeting Gypsy. Did I say that right? And I said, no, I don't think that his mental disabilities would make him dangerous. Well, I forgot about this part. I forgot about this. And yes, my nose is running again. That after Dee Dee had been stabbed to death, he was going to rape her. So I'm going to go ahead and say he might just be a danger to society. What do you all think?
No. I didn't want to. No.
Let's go back and you can hear her say it. It starts out with he didn't like Dee Dee talking shit about him, to if he didn't care so much about Gypsy, he would have done way worse to Dee Dee. And then he said he was going to rape her. Not Gypsy, Dee Dee.
Well, I'm glad you asked that, and we'll talk about that, okay? I want to get a few more things out of the way, okay? You said that when you were in the house, you guys were supposed to go outside. And him and your mom, what was him and your mom arguing previously?
She didn't know he was there.
Okay, so she had no idea he was there.
No.
Had they argued or anything before? Or, why did he? And we're back to that question of why.
Now, in the last show that we did about Gypsy Rose, we did talk about Nick Godejohn. He does have a criminal past. One of his crimes was jerking off for 7 hours at a McDonald's. I can't make it up. Is there not a private bathroom at the house and a magazine? No, he was at the McDonald's. I'm just wanting to know, did he order throughout the day, or was he just sitting there with his hand under the table for 7 hours at the McDonald's? I don't know. And Christine Alaska, this is a good question for you. Jean said, I wonder what the long-term effects of Gypsy's physical and mental abuse is. Can you grab the link and weigh in on that? Yeah, who plays with themselves at the McDonald's? Him and Rick Rude.
And I want you to tell me why he did this.
I know why. Okay. On the phone, they had an argument. I wanted them to get along so bad. And I invited him to come in March to see Cinderella with me. The movie.
This past March? Okay.
The movie Cinderella. And anyway, unfortunately, it hurt my mom's feelings because I paid more attention to him than her.
Okay.
And anyway, she didn't like him from then on. And I called him to try to talk to him. And he told me, she had talked to him for a little while and was like, "You're not good enough for my daughter. You're a creepy eye, and it's creepy that you were hitting on my daughter whenever we're going to a family movie." And he doesn't like his name to be dragged through the mud. And
is that something he's told you, or words that he's used, or okay? So he told you he didn't like his name being dragged through the mud by your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he said that it was his way of getting justice or revenge.
Okay. Do you know what he meant by getting justice or revenge? You know what he meant by that? What did he tell you?
He just said that she had bad talked him, that she deserved it.
And he says, did he say she deserves it, or did he say she deserves something else or something different?
Well, he said that
you
he
can
would
use whatever word you want, no trouble.
He said he would have done way worse if he didn't care about me. He said he wanted to originally rape her too.
Okay, so right there it's on the screen. He said if he didn't care about her, then he would have done worse. He said originally he wanted to rape her too. A lot of people have questions about the jerk off at McDonald's. Gene P said, how is that possible for 7 hours? That's what I want to know. Not that I want to watch. And if you follow the Summer Wells case, we were talking about Warren Hare, who was Candace Hare's brother, and he was supposed to be supervised after he got out. And they caught him playing with himself at a McDonald's. It gives a whole new meaning to special sauce, lettuce, cheese. Okay? I go to a restaurant and I see somebody's hands in their lap from now on, they better be folding their damn napkin.
Did you go in and see your mom?
No. I didn't want to. No.
Proud of you. I know it doesn't make it any easier, but I'm proud of you. Can you describe the knife to me?
Sharp.
Would it be like a folding knife, a switchblade, a butterfly, or something different?
It was a long knife.
A long
That's all I
knife.
know. That's all I know.
Would it unfold, or would it fold up, or something different?
I don't think it folded.
I think it was just a knife with a handle, or something different.
It looked like just a handle.
Do you know where he got that at? Wasn't from the kitchen at your guys' house?
I'm not really certain.
Do you know what he did with the knife after all this?
No.
Are you positive?
Sir, I loved my mom so much.
I can tell you did.
I would have known.
So if you would have known this was going to happen, you would have never went with him. When you say you went with him, what do you mean by that?
I would have never gotten involved with him. I would have
Never had a relationship with him?
We've been in a relationship for 2 years and 7 months. And in that time, his exes have told me that he's very controlling. And he's into that thing, BDSM, the fetish thing.
That's a sexual thing. Okay.
And I agree to it, I guess. And I guess that's not nothing wrong with him being a little controlling.
Okay.
I mean, that's fine.
Did anything ever happen here when you were in this state sexually? I mean, was all the sex that you had here in this state, was it consensual?
It was consensual.
Consensual, okay. But in Missouri, there was he forced himself on you. And when did that happen? How did that make you feel? Okay. Where'd you guys have sex at?
After what happened in my bedroom,
Okay.
we went back to the hotel, and he kept telling me that everything was going to be okay, and everything that he did was for me, because he worships me, and he wanted us to be together.
Because he worships Satan. Now, they had a lot of weird role play going on. And I don't know what BTSM is, okay? I don't know what BTSM is. I don't know what all this weird sex is she's talking about. I mean, on my husband's birthday, I might turn over and do some doggy style action. So I don't know what all this kinky stuff is. And I certainly have never seen anybody playing with themselves at the McDonald's. But he thinks he's Satan.
He wants you guys to be together, told you everything would be fine. What did you think that he meant when he said that?
Jules says it's bondage. Mary says it's bondage. What are you girls into? Jules? You answered that really quick. You answered that like we're playing trivia. The hell are you and the propane man? What have you guys been doing? She comes right in with the capital letters. Bondage. Bondage. Damn, Jules. The hell you been doing?
I thought he said he wanted to marry me.
Okay. How did that make you feel when he told you that?
Happy.
Sure.
Because we talked about getting married before.
Well, they're not getting married. Just Cat said Brooks is way too sweet and innocent to know this stuff. No. Brooks is too lazy to do any kind of sexual gymnastics, okay? It's called lazy. Lazy.
But you knew your mom was dead at that time. Is that correct or not?
That is correct.
That's correct. Okay.
I wanted to protect him. At the same time, I don't want to go to jail.
Okay.
Because I didn't do anything wrong.
This is why, from the very beginning, when I talked to you, I said, your involvement in this, and you need to tell me, okay? Because I don't want you lying to me. I don't want you leaving stuff out. Okay? What was he wearing that night that happened?
A scary shirt. It was black and it had clowns on it. Scary clowns.
Scary clowns, black shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you describe any other clothing that he might have been wearing?
A hoodie, a black hoodie.
Black hoodie.
And black pants.
Black pants. Okay. What about his shoes?
He wears the same shoes.
Do you remember what color those were?
Like an off-white. He only has, I think, one pair.
Okay. Does he still have those?
If he's wearing them right now, he's wearing them.
Do you know if he has those pair at the house here in this day?
They probably are.
So the ones that he killed your mom that he was wearing, he probably has here at the house that he was living in. Okay. Anything else that he was wearing? Ball cap or hoodies or anything like that? Nothing?
Woo! We're learning a lot. I think we're learning more about Jules in the bedroom than we are about Gypsy Rose today. Now, Nick has filed an appeal. His public defender filed an appeal for a new trial. They want a new trial for Nick. Now, knowing what we know about Nick, who obviously doesn't have any chafing problems, if you know what I mean, bondage and Mickey D's, do you think that he would be safe to be out in society? I'm asking you, do you think he would be safe if he gets this new trial with everything that has come out with the movie and everything like that? Do you think, if acquitted or they cut his sentence down, however they're going to do it, however they're going to play it out, do you think that the Hamburglar is safe in society?
And serving a life sentence for killing a Springfield woman is hoping for a new trial.
The jury convicted Nicholas Godejohn of murder for the stabbing death of Dee Dee Blanchard in 2015. Francis Watson is live in our newsroom with the latest legal moves. Francis.
Yeah, Paul, Maria, Nicholas Godejohn is serving life without parole plus 25 years for armed criminal action for Dee Dee Blanchard's murder. An appeals hearing last year actually denied his request to overturn his conviction based on poor representation and a diminished mental capacity. Now he's hoping a panel of 3 judges will reconsider his conviction.
He's hoping to obtain a new trial.
Nicholas Godejohn confessed to stabbing Dee Dee Blanchard to death in her Springfield home in 2015. In 2018, a Greene County jury found him guilty of first-degree murder. Godejohn was sentenced to life without parole plus 25 years for armed criminal action. Last year, during his conviction appeal hearing, his attorneys didn't argue his innocence.
Well, he did admit it, and she testified in court and told him what happened. Now, the thing is with Gypsy, some people don't really believe her version of events. That's their opinion. That's okay. In my opinion, there is just no way that she can separate reality and what she was made, and she was made to lie about. She's always lived in this fantasy world. In this fantasy world. Karina said no, and she shouldn't be out either. A lot of people say that. They said she should have at least served the whole sentence. Jean P. said, I wonder if Gypsy and her husband will have a child together. I wonder, with all the stuff that her mother put her through, if she can even carry a child. Then you have to worry because her only role model as a parent is Dee Dee.
Actually stabbed her element.
But rather claimed that Godejohn is not capable of understanding what he did due to his mental capacity, and that his public defenders didn't do enough during his criminal trial.
Mr. Godejohn was alleging that the only reason that he was found guilty in his jury trial was because he had ineffective assistance of trial counsel.
His defense called on a neuropsychologist to try and prove that Gypsy Blanchard, Dee Dee's daughter, put him up to the crime.
I will use the one card that I have over you. Gypsy.
She's set to be released this year after serving less than 10 years for second-degree murder for her role. This week, his current public defender, Tyler Coyle, filed yet another appeal on Godejohn's behalf.
His last trial, he argued that his mental state did not meet the requirements for first-degree murder, and so the jury should have only found him guilty of second-degree murder.
Coyle says it'll be up to a panel of 3 judges to decide if Godejohn will get another day in court.
If he were to get a new trial, then it would start all the way over, and there wouldn't be any previous finding of first degree or second degree. It would just have to go back to a new trial.
Now, there is no time frame in which a decision could be made. The court can take as much time as necessary to consider his request. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Frances Watson.
Thank you, Frances.
And we'll see what happens. If he's going to get a new trial or they're going to altogether just say, no, because you committed murder, you planned it, and you carried it out. You planned it and you carried it out for a girl that you met on, was it Christian Mingles, something like that? Well, I think it's safe to say you're not even safe on Christian Mingles. Woo! But Gypsy is out. She is out, and I hope that she continues with her therapy. I hope she continues with her education. I believe she started that in prison. She might have completed it. I heard that she wants to make contact with Kim Kardashian. I don't know why. She's going to the Chiefs game on Sunday because she wants to meet Tay-Tay. And so she's got a lot of stuff going on for sure. And you do have to think, Marissé, you read my mind. You do have to wonder if for some reason he gets out, do you think Gypsy would be safe? I have a feeling Mr. Special Sauce might be harboring some resentments. Jean P. said, Gypsy, if you're listening, please change your life and help other victims or do something positive. And honestly, I think she will. Because this documentary that's getting ready to come out, she was adamant. I don't want anyone to think there's no way out and do what I did. I think she will. But I don't know that she's equipped right now without extensive therapy to be that positive role model. I really don't. I think she needs a lot more help. She needs like almost a total reprogramming after what her mother did to her. It's just hard to believe that after being in prison for 8 years that she suddenly is this new person. She can't be. You know, she just can't. And him, I know some people are gonna, fight me on this, and that's all right. It's just my opinion. I don't get a say in these things. I just keep old Special Sauce behind bars. That's just me, though. Because anyone that feels the need to get off at the McDonald's and not only kill Dee Dee, who looks like Daisy, also said that once she was dead, he was going to rape her. I just don't think that's someone that needs to be out. I really don't. But that's, again, they don't give me a vote in these things. But I'll tell you where my vote goes today. To all of you, we had a lot of new friends in here. A lot of new friends. And remember, we are live every morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. We talk about a lot of different cases. We can get you caught up real quick. So please, don't be an old stranger. Thank you, Mod Squad, because I know old Rick was really trying to get on people's nerves, and he did. And I want to thank you guys for the donations to the channel. And thank you for all the gift memberships. Remember to watch when they are going to expire because you don't ever want to miss a members live. We're getting ready to have one here in a couple of days. So you guys have a great rest of your day. Have a great TGIF. And if I do not see you over the weekend, Facebook, Discord, catching up on email or whatever, please be safe and have a very, very happy New Year. Watch people at the McDonald's that are dining alone with their hands in their lap. That's the only advice I've got for you today. You guys are the absolute best, and I will see you in the new year.